I'm standing here with Kara from Nashua, who is a free stater who moved to New Hampshire for more freedom back when?
Back about 2 years ago now.
Okay. And you said you moved from Billerica, Massachusetts.
Billerica,
so
Massachusetts.
Just a few miles, but a big difference.
Yes, about 30 miles. Huge difference.
What would you say is the main thing that changed for you when you crossed that border as a New Hampshire resident?
A lot more freedom. Live free or die, baby. Live free or die. The tax difference is tremendous. A lot of people from Massachusetts want to buy a car in New Hampshire, and when I moved to New Hampshire, it was the first thing I did was buy a car. Everything is so much cheaper. Everybody is so much nicer. The air is even cleaner. That is a noticeable difference, I can tell you that. I don't know, everything was just so much more calmer, so much more, really, like, as cliche as it is, free. I mean, basically. And everybody up here is just so much nicer. So much nicer.
Would you say it was just because Massachusetts is so bad, or would you say that changes every time a person crosses into the New Hampshire border? Have you spent any time in Vermont, or?
I have. I mean, and Vermont, I love Vermont. Vermont's great, but, you know, New Hampshire's my home now, and I'm proud to say it. I mean, there's a lot that keeps me here. A lot. I mean, from the taxes to the people, to the way that they even run, you know, the local government here. It's so much more nicer, and you know, you feel so much more safer here. I mean, you get, the gun laws are so much better than every other state. You can look around if you see someone carrying. I feel safer. So, I mean, that's me personally. I just feel safer knowing that there's someone there to protect me who knows exactly what he's doing.
Was there any kind of final straw that made you move 2 years ago, or?
Really, I really got huge into, you know, the education is so much different, and I was just fed up. I mean, I moved here right after high school, and I vowed that if I have children, then they're going to be brought up in a state that cares more about their education and cares more about their citizens than some state that, you know, really only cares about the income that they're getting from the federal government. So, I mean, it was a huge... You know, I'm very proud to live in New Hampshire now. Very, very proud.
Would you say that you have any particular type of activism that you're drawn toward now that you're here, or?
I mean, recently I was at obviously the 420 rally, but really it's the one at the top of Main Street when Miss Catherine Bleich got arrested.
You were at
that
one,
same
huh?
day. Yes,
well, we had so many people there that you were there. I didn't notice.
I was there. Actually, Miss Brooke Kelly was staying at my house that day, so she gave me the prompt phone call. Get down there. So I was there, but. Really, I'm really dedicated to, you know, the reform on drugs. I'm very, very dedicated to the reform on taxes and healthcare, because I think those are three very, very influential parts of our system right now that are so completely misguided.
What was the hardest part of making the move?
Friends and family, everybody I know lives in Massachusetts. Luckily, thank God, I just got my parents to move up here last year. I did years. It took me pleading, as you know, I found out about the Free State Project, I think it was maybe the summer of junior year, because I'm very young, I'm just 21, so I mean, I found out about it that young, and I, you know, always pressured my parents, because we always went shopping up here. Why not move? Why drive 45 minutes to go buy food and everything else when we could just live there? And they finally made the move this year, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, which is awesome, so I'm very proud of them.
There is, I guess, a lot of, I don't know if it's discrimination, but people carp in New Hampshire about Massachusetts residents that move here, and I personally think it's a myth that they're the problem. But have you experienced any of that? How do you react?
I have heard a lot of stuff, and when I tell people where I'm originally from, Billerica, hands down the biggest showstopper. Everyone's like, oh, Billerica, huh? We've heard so much about Billerica, but my heart isn't in Massachusetts. My heart is in New Hampshire. I hike here, I live here, I work here, I breathe here. So I'm never in Massachusetts. You can't call me, you can't tell me I'm from Massachusetts. I'm not.
There is actually, I guess, the union leader did some numbers, did some research on it, and it turns out, I guess, basically when they were polling it, most of the Massachusetts residents were voting for Republicans after they got to New Hampshire, which, of course, is not quite the same as being pro-liberty.
Yeah.
But it's on that road. If you look at what a New Hampshire Republican is generally like, they're closer to being pro-liberty than a New Hampshire Democrat. So, well, let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to ask you. I guess, do you have any kind of message for folks that are eyeballing the idea of New Hampshire? But
if you love liberty and you say you love it as much as you do, show it and move to New Hampshire, because we want you and we need you, and you need to come here, because that's what it's all about. Come here and we will change your life.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Kara. You need to start a YouTube channel.
I know, right?
Appreciate it.
Thank you.